Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Today we're going to talk about Cub prospect Kevin Alcantara, and I think one of the things that makes Kevin Alcantara very, critical as a prospect. He's currently ranked number 5 in our prospect list, but Kevin Alcantara is the main player that we got in return for Anthony Rizzo when we traded Anthony to the Yankees in 2021. So I got to imagine that there's added pressure on Kevin, knowing that he's what we got in return for trading what you could argue is one of the more iconic Cubs in Cubs history. So I look at it kind of that way. We gave up Anthony and got a very young, talented prospect in Kevin Alcantara, and he's still young. He's only 21 years old. So I just find that an interesting sort of a side note to this particular prospect. He's what we traded Anthony Rizzo for, and I think that means something. So we'll see what happens. But for now, let's just get to know Kevin Alcantara. Young guy, 21 years old, born July 12th of 2002, and he is a 6 foot 6 inch, 188 pounder. So he's long and lean. Bats right, throws right, outfielder. He's from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The Yankees signed him in the international free agent draft in 2018 on July 12th, which was his 16th birthday. So the Yankees signed him to a $1 million signing bonus on the day he turned 16. So the talent was obviously there. In 2019, he played for the Yankees in their Dominican Summer League Yankees as a 16-year-old. And he also played with the Yankees in their Gulf Coast Yankees. So let's talk about what Kevin Alcantara did. In those 9 games in the Summer League, he hit .237 with a .348 on base, only slugged .368, OPS .716, 38 at-bats, played center field in those 9 games, and made 2 errors in 77 innings as a 16-year-old professional, making his professional debut. Later that summer, he played for the Yankees in the Gulf Coast League, played 32 games, did a little better, hit .260 with a .289 on base and a .358 slug for a .647 OPS, 123 at-bats, had 32 hits, and hit his first home run. Played center field, made 3 errors in those 32 games for a .945 fielding percentage. So there's his 41-game introduction to professional baseball as a 16-year-old in 2019. Now, 2020 came, of course, Kevin didn't get to play. It was canceled, so he missed that. So he missed the whole season of his 17-year-old season. In 2021, he starts with the Florida Complex League Yankees, only plays 9 games, but he hits .370 with a .452 on base and a .519 slug for a .970 OPS. And so that's what he did. So he only played those roughly 50 games for the Yankees in their farm system, and then he was traded to the Cubs on July 29th of 2021. So in addition to Kevin Alcantara, we got right-hander Alexander Vizcaino in that trade as well. So here we are. Now we've acquired young Kevin Alcantara for an iconic Cub in Anthony Rizzo. So let's just take a look at his scouting grades and see where we are. Kevin scout grades are as follows: average hit, above average power, above average speed, above average arm, and above average fielder. So some of the things that the scouts said about him I thought were very, very interesting too. So, and again, we're talking about at this point an 18-year-old, 6'6" lanky kid. The scouts described him as toolsy. For a 6'6" frame, his stroke is relatively compact. He makes a lot of hard contact. As he learns to pull and lift, they see him as a 30 home run threat. He's always going to be power over hit, but he is willing to go the other way, and he's willing to take his walks. So those are the things that the scouts are saying about him. On the defensive side, for you worry about a 6'6" frame, but he moves very well with it. They describe his athleticism as twitchy. He's got good speed, good instincts on the bases and in center field. So he's playing mostly center field. He did play right field when he was partnered up with Pete Crow Armstrong in center for a few games, but for the most part, he's a center fielder. So Cubs trade for him in 2021. That's the scouting report. So now let's turn the page, talk about Kevin with the Cubs. Cubs placed him in the Arizona Rookie Ball League. He played 25 games in 2021. Really good outing for the Cubs in 25 games. Hit .337, .415 on base, .609 slug for an OPS over 1,000 at 1.024. Had 4 home runs, struck out 28 times, walked 13, and played in center field and right field in rookie ball, about half and half. 2022, 19-year-old Kevin Alcantara starts in Myrtle Beach, plays 112 games, and had 428 at bats. So that's the first time he's going to get a little bit of time, high number of repetitions. He hits .273, .360 on base, .451 slug, .811 OPS. Power starts to show up. He has 15 home runs. He has 55 walks, 123 strikeouts, 117 hits, and 85 RBI. So very productive. Played center field 69 of the 112 games. Made 4 errors. Had a fielding percentage of .974. Pretty decent. Played 23 games in right field. Made 3 errors. Lower .929. The sample size probably a little bit too low to make too much of it. But played about 2/3 of his games in 2022 in center, and did well. 2023, he starts the season with the Cubs in South Bend. So 2022 season, he's playing low A Myrtle Beach. Now he's high A with the Cubs. Plays 95 games, has 371 at bats, hits .286 with a .341 on base and a .466 slug, OPS .807. Walked 31 times, struck out 97. Hits 12 home runs in 95 games. Played 86 of those games in center field, did well, only made 2 errors, had a .991 fielding percentage. The other 8 games, he DH'd. He finished the season with a promotion to Tennessee, played 5 games with the Smokies, 4 in center, and he DH'd 1. Had 16 at bats, 4 hits, 1 home run. 20 years old. So, I mean, the Cubs traded Anthony Rizzo for Kevin Alcantara. We know he's going to be pretty good, but so young and already producing as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old in professional ball. So he's really impressive. He played in the Arizona Fall League last year in 2023 as well. Played in 21 games, had 5 home runs in 21 games in the Fall League. 22 hits total, so he had he was really productive. 86 at bats, slash 256 with a 330 on base, 535 slug for a 865 OPS. Struck out a little bit. He had probably too many strikeouts, 30 versus 8 bases on ball, but a really good Arizona Fall League. So with the Cubs, 2022, 2023, plus the Fall League, it really kind of looks the part. So I watched a lot of video on him, and I'm intrigued at the 6'6". I wanted to see how he moves. And I'll describe him as a 6-foot lanky, and it's a youthful looking lank, right? It's not scrawny. He's not scrawny, but there is youth in it. So just naturally over the course of the next 2-3 years, he's going to put on some weight. And I think you put on 20-25 pounds of muscle on that frame, he really looks good. But as of right now, not scrawny, but a youthful, lanky, youthful slimness. I think it's what it looks like. when he stands at the plate, he stands tall, open stance a little bit, and just got a really nice stroke. And I agree with the scouts' assessment that at 6'6", he still has a relatively compact swing. It's not Matt Shaw or Nico Horner compact, but for his length and his levers, it is relatively compact. I like the way he looks running. He comes out of the box, and let's say he gets one in the gap, and you really see his stride develop into some speed on the bases, and that transfers to me as well in the outfield. So maybe his first 2 or 3 steps out aren't all that quick, but once he gets moving, he covers a lot of ground. So he really looks good. I just think he's going to be more than interesting to see kind of, how quick. But he's coming. He's barring injury, barring some unexpected setback at this age, we're going to see Kevin Alcantara, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be really good to see what he does this year. I'm guessing maybe they start him in Tennessee. I don't know. Maybe he has a phenomenal spring and you can't send him down. Who knows? But definitely high potential, and we're looking forward to watching Kevin play. So again, just another of the long list of quality prospects. These young guys, there's a ton of them, and it's like if you're one of these prospects right now at this point in time in 2024, if you're a prospect in the Cub organization and you make your way up, you're going to be really good. You have to be. There's so much competition. The competition in that from 21 to 23, 24, I'm talking arms and fielders and hitters. We got a ton of them. And as I've been doing these profiles, that's really one of the things that I've really decided. We are deep. We're prospect deep. We got a lot of guys, more guys than we're going to be able to have time to play. So Kevin Alcantara fits into that category. He's definitely a prospect that is going to be capable, which means we've got so many prospects, we don't have enough room for them. So you've got those guys that can turn into trade pieces that you need. I just think we're really set up. And I had somebody say to me recently, Randy, you like everybody. I said, no, I don't. I like everybody that I do profiles on. I mean, think about how many guys I haven't done a profile on. Where if I look at somebody and I don't see them as being part of it, I don't do profiles. So the reason I do a profile is I like them. The reason I talk about the Cubs that I like is that's what we do here. We're Cub fans. We're optimistic. I talk about Cubs that I like, Cubs that I see potential in. But if I don't talk about them, that's because I just don't see it. So it's not that I like everybody. It's I only talk about the ones I like. I don't know why that was on my mind, but it was. So there you go. You get what you get sometimes on Randy Talks Cubs. I don't script this. This is, in fact, this is always a one-take scene. That's why I go off on tangents sometimes like this. It's not all that well rehearsed. I'm just a Cub fan talking to Cub fans. So if it comes off as I'm a little too excited, well, maybe I am. But I'm not a professional commentator. I'm a Cub fan, so I am emotional. I am invested. I like these guys. I like them, and they're my guys. So I like Kevin Alcantara. I look forward to watching them play, and we'll see what transpires. So, okay, I guess my rant is over. I'll let you guys go. Another profile is on the way. I got probably 8 or 10 more that I'm thinking about doing. So be sure to check in, and we appreciate you joining us here. Do me a favor if you would. Hit that subscribe button for me, and we'll see you very soon. Go Cubs, go.